Beneath a sky where the stars hang like frozen sparks, a hush moves through the night, and the first shiver of a distant storm trembles across the horizon. I walk along the edges of a world that remembers what the world itself has chosen to forget. The air smells of salt and thunder, a mingling of sea breath and the metallic promise of lightning. Every footstep presses into sand that once belonged to an ocean no one now believes existed. Yet the sand whispers otherwise. It tells me of tides that sang to moons older than memory, of whales that swam through constellations now faded to dust, of a kingdom of waves whose ruins still glow in the marrow of the earth. Somewhere beyond the silence, a single bolt of lightning waits, its silver coil patient, its crown invisible until the hour of unveiling. I close my eyes and see it, not as a weapon but as a sovereign. Lightning wears the crown of forgotten oceans, and the night itself bows low. The winds, once content to drift, now race like wild couriers bearing messages no human tongue can shape. Clouds gather like counselors of an ancient court, their robes of ink stitched with trembling silver. A throne of vapor forms high above, and the darkness breathes in reverence. Every heartbeat is a tide. It rises, falls, carries me to moments I never lived and yet know as my own. I feel the pull of a sea that no longer exists, a sea whose memory lives in every drop of rain, every tear shed by sky and earth alike. Lightning does not merely strike, it claims. Each flash is a coronation, each thunderclap the echo of an ancient anthem. The air becomes a cathedral of charged particles, every atom bowing to the unseen monarch. I walk on, and the dunes shimmer like phantom waves. Long ago, ships might have sailed here, their sails swollen with winds that smelled of brine and infinite journeys. Now only ghosts of gulls circle overhead, their cries stitched into the fabric of the dark. I imagine a captain standing where I stand, his compass spinning uselessly as the ocean drained away, leaving behind a desert that remembers the taste of salt. Perhaps he too heard the low hum that vibrates beneath my feet, the secret hymn of water dreaming itself back into being. The sky deepens, blacker than ink, and the first blade of lightning unsheathes itself across the heavens. It is not a mere flash, it is a revelation. A river of white fire splits the sky, and for an instant the dunes become waves, the night a rolling ocean reborn. The crown gleams, a circlet of light that arcs from horizon to horizon, a diadem for a monarch both furious and tender. I feel the electricity on my skin, tiny stars erupting along every nerve, and I know that the forgotten ocean has returned, if only in spirit, to lay claim to its throne. Rain begins as a whisper. It carries the voices of those drowned centuries past, those who once rode the crests of storms and sang to the moons. Each drop is a syllable of a language older than bone, older than the oldest stone. It tells of coral palaces and trenches where the planet dreamed, of pearls formed from the patience of time. Lightning answers with another coronation, a blaze of silver that blinds and baptizes. The wind howls, the dunes dance, and the world becomes a cathedral where sea and sky are one. I think of the word forgotten. Can an ocean ever truly be forgotten? If it lives in every cloud, every river, every vein of a living creature, perhaps forgetting is only a trick of the surface. Beneath the crust of deserts, beneath mountains and valleys, the ocean waits, patient as eternity. Lightning knows. Lightning remembers. That is why it wears the crown, why it rises with regal certainty each time the earth exhales a storm. I reach the ridge of a dune and stop. Below me stretches a valley shaped like a dry bay, its curves unmistakable even after millennia of wind. In that hollow I see, or perhaps only dream, the shimmer of water, a phantom tide rising to meet the sky. Another bolt lashes downward, striking the far end of the valley, and for a heartbeat the entire world is ocean again. Sand turns to foam, air turns to surf, and I am a swimmer in the great remembering. My heart pounds like a drum calling the old sea home. Thunder rolls deep and resonant, a sound that is not merely heard but felt in the bones. It speaks of beginnings, of the planet's first storms when earth and water were still deciding their boundaries. It speaks of endings, of civilizations swallowed whole by tides both merciful and cruel. It speaks of now, this moment, where one small human stands witness to the marriage of sky fire and ancient water. The crown gleams once more, and I understand. Lightning does not wear it for power, but for memory. It is the keeper of stories too vast for words, the guardian of oceans that refuse to be erased. Each flash is a vow, each thunder a reminder that what is lost is never truly gone. Rain thickens, and I let it soak me until I am no longer a walker of dunes, but a vessel of the sea's return. I taste salt on my lips, though the nearest ocean lies hundreds of miles away. My footprints fill with water and vanish as if I was never here. Perhaps I never was, except as a witness, a single line in the endless poem of earth and sky. And so the night continues, an endless tide of light and darkness, thunder and hush. Lightning wears the crown of forgotten oceans, and I kneel in awe, knowing that some kingdoms never die. They simply wait for the right storm to reveal their glory.